Even at peace, with the so-called Islamic State gone, Raqqa is still deadly dangerous. Few of its roads have been cleared. The fighting stopped here a month ago, but there are still mines and booby traps everywhere. Most of the city is a no-go zone. Hardly anyone has been allowed to return. But we made it inside, searching for a trail through the debris, looking for clues to the Islamic State's escape route. The city hospital was their last refuge, and it's here where our journey begins. The group's final defeat came thanks not to a battle, but to a bus ride. The convoy left from here, the city hospital. They'd been holed up inside for months. On it were IS fighters, their families and their hostages. But we're told their mood wasn't dejected, it wasn't defeated, they were defiant. It was here that they realised that they might live to fight another day. The deal to get them out of here is the deal that no one wants to talk about. It's Raqqa's dirty secret. So did Kurds, Arabs and the Western coalition get together and agree a deal that not only allowed IS to escape from Raqqa, but also allowed its fiercest fighters to roam far and wide from the confines of this city. They left a city lonely, empty and in ruins. The hunt begins here in Raqqa, but would take us across northern Syria and beyond. The deal started with a media blackout. The Islamic State's escape was not to be televised. But thanks to amateur footage, we see that this was a convoy and a deal too large to hide. The world was told only a few dozen local fighters were being let go, no foreigners and no weapons. But the trucks were crammed full of fighters, some wearing suicide belts. All were heavily armed. After days of searching, we picked up the trail at a truck stop on the outskirts of Tabqa. Here we discovered the drivers, all civilians who drove IS to freedom. They'd been hired by the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces. It was the longest journey of their lives. Their trucks were rigged with IS bombs in case the deal collapsed. They'd been told they were picking up only a few hundred civilians, that it would be a quick job. They ended up driving day and night for 3 days. Everybody's been saying only a couple of hundred, at the absolute maximum, IS fighters left Raqqa. You took them out. Tell us how many you transported.
We were 47 trucks and 13 buses, and IS militants took their own vehicles as well. Our convoy was 6 to 7 kilometers long. We took out around 4,000 people, including women and children.
Tell me about the foreigners that were on these on the trucks. Where were they from?
France, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Pakistan, Yemen, Saudi, China, Tunisia, Egypt. There was a huge number of foreigners.
This couldn't look like the Islamic State's escape to victory. So the SDF insisted there would be no flags and no banners. Instead, IS fighters sat boldly on top of the trucks. The axle on one lorry broke. It was so overloaded with IS weaponry. When they made it to the village of Shinina, they stopped at Ali al-Assa's shop. Pale and hungry, the IS fighters cleared his shelves.
We were at the shop here, and an SDF vehicle stopped to say there was a truce agreement between them and IS. They wanted us to clear the area. As soon as we did so, an IS convoy came passing through. There were about 4,000 people leaving Raqqa on that road here. It took them about 2 to 3 hours. It was bumper to bumper.
Coalition aircraft flew above them, but did nothing. The convoy drove on. We kept close on its tracks, for here is where IS hoped to disappear. They left the main road. Mahmoud watched as they took a dirt trail into the desert. As they passed, they warned that they'd behead the people who betrayed them.
There were loads of vehicles, I couldn't count them all. It took them about 4 hours to pass through. We've been living in terror for the past 4 or 5 years. It will take us a while to rid ourselves of that psychological fear. We feel that they may be coming back for us or send sleeper agents. We're still not sure that they've gone for good and won't ever return.
Responding to our investigation, the coalition now admits that thousands were allowed to leave here. But foreigners didn't escape, it maintains. Some of those who escaped have already made it here to Turkey. Raqqa was their capital, but it was also a cage. There they were trapped. The deal may have brought peace to the city, but it also allowed some of the most battle-hardened IS fighters to escape not just Raqqa, but also Syria and arrive here on Europe's doorstep. The winds have carried news of the Islamic State's defeat, but they bring with them a warning and a threat from a smuggler and a former IS fighter.
After IS crumbled in Raqqa and Deir Zor, the smugglers here noticed a surge in the numbers of those who are trying to cross into Turkey. They are mostly IS fighters and families from Raqqa and Deir Zor. They are both foreigners and Syrians.
There are some French brothers from our group who left for France to carry out attacks in what would be called a day of reckoning.
The caliphate is gone, but the Islamic State is still out there. Quentin Somerville, BBC News, Istanbul.